Welcome to Devour'E TV, brought to you by Is George's Radio on Nekedie Studios. Hey, Miss Tanisha, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Having a good day so far.
Um, let's get in straight into it. First of all, let's let the people know where you from.
So I am from Southern PG County. I live in Clinton right now, but for the first 10 years of my life, I lived in Temple Hills.
Okay. Um, so what's something people wouldn't know about you? You know, because I know you do a lot, so I want to know, like, what can we?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm a very candid person, and so I give people everything about me when they meet me, if they talk to me long enough. So I'm not sure what people may not know. I can list what I do. So I model, I act, I dance a little bit, I write. Um, what else do I do? I play sports. Yeah, I do a lot.
See, that's something right there. I don't think people would know. They wouldn't know you play sports.
What?
I mean, I know you
You can't
do.
tell?
That look like you might do a little bit of weightlifting.
Oh no, stay away from all of that.
So you say you do movies, acting, and modeling. What's some of the movies that you've been in currently so far?
So I was in I was in a lot of shorts. I don't even know half of their titles. I know a lot of work was for Howard. I did some work for Townsend. I'm currently casted in a feature film. It's called Bundles. What else? I'm writing a couple of shorts. It's hard to name all the titles.
Okay.
I should have brought a resume.
Well, let's touch on you was also on the TV show, right? TV1 for my man.
Yeah, so I was the lead role in one of the episodes. I was the supporting role in about two of the episode, two or three. And then I did a lot of extra work for them. And what was nice about that was when I started with TV1, I started with extra work. They liked me and brought me back, and then I did supporting roles, and then I finished with TV1 as a lead. So I kept progressing.
So
with them.
TV1 loving you right now.
Yeah, they did. They changed contracts with casting agencies, but they loved me before things changed up.
Okay, so what do you like better, the modeling or the acting?
Oh, acting, much more. I feel like I feel like acting is more of a skill-based thing. Even though I wouldn't say that it doesn't take skill to model, but nowadays it's kind of like you don't really need the skill, you just need the look. And so if you don't have the look, then it doesn't matter if you do have the skill, you won't get much work. And I don't want to be in an industry like that. I want to be in an industry where you have to work at your craft. You actually have to be good at it, so it's appreciated properly.
Okay, well, me, I think, um, with the realness of modeling, it is a little bit of acting. So I wouldn't say it's all about the look. Now, I'm gonna just say maybe in this area it's more about the look. Um, but you know that's like I've touched on before, and I kind of like just said that last week. It's it's certain women you look at for different things. So like you are one of those women to where everybody don't work as hard as you. So when I want stuff easy, then of course that's what they're gonna get.
Yeah, but they're able to get it. That's the problem. My thing is, I feel like your worth ethic should show through your work and success. And that's not the case. So these 5 minute women popping up like, okay, I want to model today, I don't want to model tomorrow. Well, there's a market for them. They will be paid oftentimes even more than women that have the worth ethic because they're willing to be half naked or fully naked or pose in compromising positions. So they get work. So I feel like it doesn't equal up, especially in this area.
Well, I can say they might get a little more work now because they travel. Because as you know, I talk to a lot of companies, and as you probably see, a lot of these big name companies not even coming to the DMV no more because of like they say, man, you down there dealing with them DMV attitudes. Man, them girls think they something before they even done anything. So,
I've heard that. I definitely have heard that. The So, since I'm more interested in film and acting, I'm on the good side of things because that's picking up.
right.
When I first started acting about a year and a half, 2 years ago, it was virtually no work. Like TV1 was kind of like the only thing really popping here. And currently, like I've been casted for a bunch of things back to back to back. And there weren't projects like that when I first started.
Right. Well, as far as the acting, they definitely looking here, and then we had people like you that's right from here.
And you know what? That's a big part of things. So people, I know Howard, a lot of those people are actually from the area. So they go into school for film and they've created a network. And then it's kind of easy to get into that network. You know the lingo, you know the personalities you're dealing with for the most part because they're from here. So writers being from here is a huge thing. Huge, huge thing.
Now, I do know a couple of big name people or a couple of companies are also looking at some of your writing, right?
Yeah, so I haven't been wanting to let go of my scripts just yet because I want them perfected and I also want to have creative control. And when you get other people involved, you lose creative control with the casting or the directing. And I want to make sure I get proper credit for my things. And so, like, I was talking to a person, the writer's name will be listed after the director. So if I created an idea and I gave it to someone, I'm like, okay, well, I'll allow you to direct it. Well, he's gonna get more of the credit for my work, and I don't like that. So I'm holding on tight to my
So
scripts.
what you studying directing now?
Yeah.
Look, I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
'Cause I knew it. You want to keep everything, and that's cool. That's cool. So who was some of your influences as far as acting, and can I say as far as modeling as well?
Gabrielle Union. She's not a model, but she's an actress and a good one. And I like her personality. I like the way she carries herself. I actually feel like that is the celebrity I'm most close to as far as personality. She's a very candid woman, and I appreciate that. In a world of vanity and fakeness, she's very real, and that's me.
Okay, okay. That's good. But so, who was your influences as far as modeling? Because I know you came into it with, how can I say, a certain way you wanted to do things. So I guess, to me, I feel as though that had to come from somewhere.
Came straight from the heart. There was really no model inspiration for me because I wasn't too keen on the whole modeling fashion world because with that brought a lot of fakeness and a lot of playing and I don't like that. That's one of the reasons why I chose not to use my degree. I didn't want to use it because in that world, you have to placate to those you work under or those you work with. I don't like that. I want it to be clear if I like you or don't like you. Like, I can work with you, we can get the job done, but I don't want to have to ask about your family, your kids, if I don't like you. So, in the fashion industry, you really have to play that game as well. So, the only reason why I fell into the modeling thing at first was because you asked. But acting, writing, that's always been close to the heart. Like I used to write stories when I was in high school. Like I wrote a whole book that my friends read.
Oh,
Yeah.
I ain't seen the book yet, so
Now it's at home in the cut.
we
I
might have to
ain't
let the
gonna
DMV know
read
about
that.
this book writing. So you really love writing.
I do. I like having that creative control. And I like being creative. And when you're just, that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to just act. Because when you just act, you don't have too much creative control. I want to be able to come up with the stories, like let some of these things out. Like I think about some weird things sometimes. So seriously, and so it's good to get that stuff on paper and share it.
So may I ask what in the books you've written so far? Can you let the people know about one or two of the books, what they might be about?
Um, so I wrote these books when I was young. Let's start there. Um, so a lot of it was about teenage life, teenage romance. I think one of my books, what was it called? It was called Perplexed Perfection. And it was just about a girl falling in love with a guy from school, and she was very meticulous in the characteristics she chose about the men that she dealt with. And that's actually pretty mature for a teenager, because usually you just, all right, if he's cute, boom. But no, she was more particular.
Okay, okay. Well, that's kind of like, since I've known you, how you think.
Yeah.
So with the whole matureness of the way of thinking, I just think that's you. But as of here, it's not a lot of females that think like that. So I would like to get, well, that's my opinion. I want to feel as though, what's your opinion on the DMV right now as far as acting, modeling, music, the way things are going right now?
You asked the wrong question. So, I feel like, and not trying to insult anyone, but I feel like it's gone down a drain. A long, long, long drain that's really deep and filled with negativity and disrespect and just not a lot of value. Like when I come across an artist that's actually talking about something, I have to get his information. I need your IG, I need your email. You guys thinking about shooting videos? I want to help with directing or anything creative about that artist and dealing with his visuals. I want to have a part in, because it's very hard to find someone who thinks not only like me, but has some type of value for not only themselves, but the kids that come after them. And I know as a woman, it's very, very hard to maintain your confidence and your authenticity and just not doing what everyone else does. And in this area, women are doing what everyone else does. Okay, let me take this picture with less clothes this time, and less clothes this time. Let me see how many likes I get. Let me see how many people hit up my DMs. Just to talk about it later, like, oh, these dudes be all in my DMs. Okay, but you're doing stuff so that they're in your DMs.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a lot of that going on. And in the music, the things that these guys are telling these young boys, disrespecting their woman, disrespecting themselves. It's you just that was the wrong question for me.
Go into it. Go into it. See,
I,
that's why I asked. 'Cause I kind of already know how you feel about certain things, but I want the people to know. And this, we kind of like discussed a little bit of this on my last week's segment. So a lot of people didn't understand where my questions was coming from, or they was like, "Oh, them saying like them some personal questions from you,"
yeah.
but they don't know that I already feel a certain type of way about, I guess, females, the industry, and all that. And, I definitely would say that you one of the ones that kind of like always push for me, like to stay what I first believed.
Yeah.
But you know, with working in the DMV, I'm not gonna lie, like my belief has somewhat went a little right because of the females that's here. But with certain females like you, I kind of like, alright, if I need this done and this the way I want to do it, I know I can hit niche,
Yeah.
and she willing to do this. But a lot of females um, don't think like that.
I feel like everybody wants success right now. And that has driven a lot of the lyrics in some of these guys, and along with misguidance, but the lyrics and also how females display themselves. I want likes now. I want attention now. Fame now. You know what I mean? And like I told you when we first met, I have patience. I will never compromise myself, my values, any of that for quick success. I will wait this out for years if that's what it takes. But when I finally make it, I'll be around for a long time. Because what people don't understand is doing that quick thing, getting naked real quick, or saying these things to demean your people and your woman real quick, people will grow tired of that. Same thing J. Cole said. They will grow tired of it and they will stop showing up for you. They will stop liking your stuff and they will stop spending their money.
I mean, one, because the body get old.
And it
I mean,
does.
you can see it and you might first like, oh, that look good. But after a while, it's gonna be another girl that's kind of shaped just like you.
Exactly. So
Now
what
it's
that mind do?
yeah.
Mhm.
Look, you sound like me right there when I say, because you know that's what I'm on. Like, okay, I
Mhm.
might look at the mind first, I mean the body first, but beyond the body, how does she talk? What is her, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, career goals or dreams and things like that. Um, and then like, I also wanted to touch on how a lot of females be like, oh, this dude ain't this or this dude ain't that.
Mhm.
But guess what? If you can't, I feel as though if you can't make the dude better or help him down the career goal of what he want to do, then of course he ain't gonna really be interested.
So I feel like that's a two-way street, and there's a there's a fine line with that. And the reason I say that is women, because they don't know their value, they will deal with men who are less than. And I'm all for, helping a man progress, helping a man grow as an individual. But you got to come to the table with something. And I don't mean money, because that's what everyone thinks. Like, okay, you want him to have money. No, like, you got to have something in your brain. You got to have some goals. You got to have some drive. You got to have some work ethic. You know what I mean? And if he's not coming to the table with that, you can't help him.
But
I've always been told you can't help somebody that don't want to help themselves.
right. Well, I think, like again, like I said, one of a kind, because most girls are talking about money. Oh, if he ain't got
Mhm.
nothing coming to the table, they ain't talking about what his goals are or
Right.
what he plan to be in a year. They want to know, nigga, you got 500 in your pocket right now, so we can go out to eat.
Right. But listen, okay? Men kind of do this to themselves, and I don't mean all of you guys. I'm just generalizing right now. But in y'all music, it's constantly about how much money I have, how much money I have over this man. It's you're not talking about nothing else. Money, drugs, and then this stuff will take you to women. So if y'all force women to pay attention to other things, maybe you'll get a different result.
Okay, you say y'all, but I'm just gonna say me. I ain't a rapper, so I ain't talking about none of that.
I'm not talking about you.
Nah, I
Just
mean, you know why I say that because it just sparked in my brain. I guess this is maybe a couple of months ago. Even it might have even started back a year ago when some Miss Tanisha was telling me, "Oh, it's the females you look at, or it's the females you want." Um, but somewhere down the line of me talking to them, then I feel like, oh, they become crazy somewhere in there, and you know what I'm talking about because you've been there for a lot of the things.
right. And like I was telling you, the woman that you choose to deal with, you know what I mean? What are they putting, how are they promoting themselves? What are they saying or showing you are their attributes? And you, Mr. Brandon, you when they put their exterior on display, that is what attracts you to them and will allow you to not only look, but you'll engage and talk to for a while. Me, I may like a man's exterior, but if he ain't coming with this, that, and that on the mental scale, I won't even talk to him. Because I listen to how he talks to other people, or off the first couple of things that are said to me and how he approaches me. I shut it down right there if I don't like it.
But see, y'all good with acting because, just like I told you before, it's been a couple that come off great, and that's what had me intrigued. But after
Oh
about
no.
Steve Harvey say 3 months, but I'm gonna say forget that 3 months, because after about 6, 7 months,
Uh-huh.
that's when the craziness come out, because they feel as though I got him now.
I would not. You know what? Maybe
And
it's a woman
let me say
thing.
this, because I can't really like say the name, because I don't want
Right,
to say
right,
the
right.
name. But one of the women, you was like, oh yeah, with her, you should have. Da, 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 da. I could have told you about that if you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
So she
That's
came
who popped
off
in my
like,
head first.
she came off cool, great conversation, but
Uh-huh.
somewhere in there,
But
that, you know what I'm saying, I started to realize like,
the
all
niche
right,
was right.
maybe that left screw ain't all the way
Oh
tight.
yeah, that's the one Nish told you was missing. Oh no, I ain't gonna be like that. So, maybe it's a woman thing, but if her conversations don't go a certain way, that's how I'm able to tell you so soon. Like, you know what? She probably not gonna be all that great because her conversations are, they just don't go far enough. If you're looking for a woman of my kilter or Madison's kilter, it's, you can figure out a woman of that barometer just in the first conversation. You know,
Wow.
there are some crazies that may still slip through, but no, that's not what you were dealing with. You wasn't dealing with no pro actors.
Hold on, let me say, but Tanisha came off a little crazy at first.
No, you know what I
And
came
then
off
and
as?
then we started to notice like, man, HD was talking about like, hold up. She ain't like as crazy as she came like the first day or two. Like she actually, you know what I'm saying, then thought, and she got a little bit of goals, but at first the way you came out, we was like, man, she tripping.
You know
But
why?
why?
Like I told you before, I am a very candid person and I will set my limitations right there. Let you know. And it doesn't have to be rude, but if I feel like I'm being pushed in a direction that I don't want to go, then I have to get stern. So that is what happened. And you guys were not used to getting a woman that's going to push back, lay out her stopping point, and actually stick to it. Because I remember there were some things I said, no, no, not doing that. Don't call me with that casting. And you would do it. And so when you did that, I'm like, okay, he's not respecting the limits that I set. All right, I got to get more stern. So that was
But
it.
but you know why? Because it's been people that come in and say they're not gonna do this and not gonna do that, but then we call them about, hey, this can be offered, or they talking about this type of money, then they like, oh, okay.
But what do you value? And that's why you will be able to tell what kind of woman you're dealing with when you start talking about her values.
Okay, I do know we got a couple of clips
Okay.
from, so I wanted to get into that and let the people see a couple of the clips that's going on from your movies and from the show you did on TV One.
Oh, I didn't know y'all was gonna play those.
This is all we have left.
This isn't going to work. See what I tell you, this guy's a fake. Okay, we want our money back.
Can you just let him do his
Let
job?
him do his job. His hand is on a piece of paper. He's not doing anything.
Just give him a chance.
What chance?
How?
You guys were in this room when it happened. You're arguing.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, have you, like, what, the other day, for example, I always...
Mom, Dad, can we please go inside and play?
I see Sarah. She's asking, can she go outside?
It's been 2 weeks. I'm going outside.
She goes outside. They're watching her.
What else did you see?
Hey, my name is Ray Jones, and I'm the writer and director of Rita. What you just seen is a promo we made for the film. It's not the actual film. We're still doing casting. We still need crew. We still need money. We still need help. So let me tell you a little bit about the film so you can help us out. Rita is about a man named Andre and his journey to find his daughter and the other missing children in the neighborhood. Andre, he's not your typical superhero. When he was young, an alien merged into his body and it gave him all these powers. He could touch stuff and absorb all the information from whatever he touches. He could read minds. He could see the past and the future from whatever he touches. The film is very important to me. I think it's something that's original. I think it's something that, you know, the world hasn't seen before. So if you could please help us out by either sharing the video or donating $1, $5, whatever you got, whatever money you got, please, it will go a long way. Thank you.
On this project, Reader with Ray.
Yeah, Ray
Jones.
Jones. Yeah. So it's nice. He's a great guy. His sets are always professional. So you come, there will always be food. And everything is organized. If you have, we're definitely stopping when, while you're there, you just really get that professional set feel. So I like that. I like working with him. I like working with people from Howard for that reason. Most of the time, very professional set. And I like that. It's at HBCU. It's like, that's great.
If it ain't HBCU, then it don't matter.
Coming from somebody who went to HBCU.
Of course. I love my HBCUs. But I'm gonna say, like, so how is that the Reader going right now?
So right now, I think it finished post production, or no, it's in post production right now. So they're editing, putting stuff together, trying to get it out to the public. I don't know when it's going to be released though.
Okay, so they are getting the funds for.
Yeah, I think he got some donations. Some people, I saw the GoFundMe. I think it was like halfway full or something. So yeah, he's getting some support, and I'm pretty sure Howard students are helping out. His old crews are helping out. So, yeah.
Okay. Now I do know we got a couple of more clips from other things you've done.
Okay.
So we're gonna get into the next clip and let the people see another thing that you've done as far as your acting.
Okay. Cool.
Shantae Thomas is concentrating on her goals when she gets the full court press from a handsome player.
Shantae was determined, focused, and ambitious.
But everything changes when he can't stop playing the field.
Once she got involved with his deadly plan, there was no turning back.
And her man's wandering eye leads to a night she'll regret for the rest of her life.
He was cold-hearted and cruel, but she loved him.
And later, in St. Paul, Minnesota, prison guard Tina Leha meets a new love on the job.
She had a desire for him that was so strong, it made her lose total control.
And her affair sets off a chain reaction with lethal consequences.
Tina loved a dangerous man, and she'd do anything for that love.
There are hundreds of thousands of women in prison at any given time in the U.S. These are the true stories of women who committed heinous crimes in the name of love. For my man. Growing up in a tough area in Chicago, Illinois, Shantae Thomas always manages to stay strong and focused.
The neighborhood that Shantae was from had its struggles, but she was doing everything to get out, to keep moving along.
At school, not only has she managed to maintain a high grade point average, but she plays not one but two sports, both basketball and volleyball.
At home, the 16-year-old is just as ambitious, doing everything possible to help her divorced mom.
Shantae stepped up and took care of her little brother. And while maintaining her grades and being on the honor roll, Shantae still found time to work and hold down a fast food job. She was working through high school to try to pay for college because that was definitely something that she wanted to do. She wanted to earn a college degree.
Shantae came from a pretty happy family. She had a good head on her shoulders. She did well in school. She was very goal-oriented. And even...
So that was the clip from one of the TV One episodes. So how was it working with TV One, and would you work with them again in the future?
Yeah, it was nice. It's always nice. They usually have, again, a good set atmosphere. It wasn't a lot of pressure. Everybody was nice. The goals were set forth, so it was great.
Yeah, because I once remember TV One was called the Man Bashing Channel.
Oh,
Um, and from that script and from what they be doing with that show, it kind of like still is.
So they made a For My Woman,
Oh,
but
they
it
made a
did.
full one.
They did. But I don't think it gained as much traction as For My Man. But that's like asking Ella to do stuff that bash women or whatever. You know what I
I'm
mean?
just saying, there's always like the man killing the woman in them joints, and I'm like, dang, what they trying to say? Men are the only killers?
No, it's just that's the that's the show. Like that's the title of the show. And if your viewership is coming from women, then you don't want to demonize the viewers. You know what I mean? So it's just smart marketing is all. You can turn the ID and see some woman murderers. It's called, what's that show called? Uh, Deadly Woman. It's all woman murderers.
Yeah, we need to check that out. 'Cause, I don't like how they doing with this guy thing.
Oh Lord.
What other things, what projects do you have coming up?
Like I said, I have that feature film. I have a couple of shorts. I have 3 theater plays, which I'm calling it a wraps on the plays. I like them, they're nice, but they monopolize too much of my time. Because there's a rehearsal schedule, so you're rehearsing for like 3 months up until the show. So they demand like at least 1 or 2 of your evenings out of the week for 3 months, and that's too much. I never know when I could be called to set. So.
And when can we look out for some of your casting calls for some of the movies or plays or things you've wrote?
I don't know because my scripts, I think I was going to go ahead and try to shoot one of my web series, but it didn't work when the first time I did it, and then the second time I did it. Like I was all the way up until the point where I'm about to shoot, and then 3 of the main actors called out on me. So I was like, you know what? Okay, everything happens for a reason. Maybe it's just not time for me to do this project. So I'm gonna wait on it and try to get more funding, and then I'll do it. So there's no telling when that's gonna happen.
Okay. So have you done any modeling projects lately?
I'm actually about to do a shoot tomorrow. You reminded me. It's in my calendar. But yeah, I do have a shoot tomorrow. It's a body paint shoot. But I don't really do too much modeling.
Yeah, I've been noticing that.
Yeah, if you're not.
You done got away from your little thing. So I got to ask, who's this body painter?
I don't know who the body painter is, but the photographer is Tony. Okay. You met him before. Yeah. He shoots out of in Southern Maryland.
Okay.
So I usually come out for him because he's a friend of mine. I know him from school. But other than that, if it's not a paid thing, I'm not participating.
Yeah, we know about that by now. Yeah. But you have put in the work to kind of like demand that. So, and like I said, a lot of people don't. You know, you might get somebody that done one thing and then they want to get paid, and like, who are you?
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I know for like models who model professionally and stuff like that, you get paid out the gate. So all of this TF shooting here, that stuff, that's not the real world. Especially if the photographer doesn't have the quality to do a TF shoot. Really, the model is supposed to be getting paid. That's what I've learned. And I know you told me that's not how it goes. Yes,
Yeah.
it is in the
It's
professional
kinda it's
world.
kinda not because if I mean you talking about a model that has a name, so that's a
No.
different. But if it's a model that doesn't have like I okay like I've met models who say they've been modeling for 3 years that don't have a bio.
Yeah.
What? And you expect to get paid, but you just basically told me all you just been doing is shooting. You
Yeah.
not taking your career nowhere but shooting because you
And
need a
shooting with the
bio to be
wrong
in anything.
photographers because not all models, and I've talked to some models that do traveling and stuff like that. New York, they belong to agencies now, but no, they'll tell you like you're supposed to be getting paid
Now
if you're
notice what you
showing up.
said though.
One more time? No, no, no,
Notice
no,
what you
no.
said. Traveling.
Before agency, before traveling, when they start modeling, you are supposed to be paid. And the reason being, I feel, I didn't get this from them, but because it's your time, your energy, your makeup, you know what I mean? All of these things go into it. And it also depends on who comes to who. So if the photographer comes to the model and you don't have anything that's going to boost my career, don't ask me for a TF. It's just not fair. This is your creative idea, and you want me to be a piece of your idea. Just as if the model came to the photographer and was like, hey, can you shoot this? Okay, well, if she comes to him, then she needs to pay. But in this area, people don't want to pay, and they don't want to collab. So it's like a bind of non-prosperity. That's
Which
why people feel like,
you know why that is?
why?
Because like you said, um, it's their time, their makeup, but most of the girls not coming with their makeup. They asking you, oh, do you got a makeup artist?
Y'all
Do
dealing with the
you
wrong
got this?
models.
Do you got that? So, you know what I'm saying? When you a model that's just showing up and the photographer got to put up with everything else or whoever they dealing with is putting up with everything else, then how do you expect to get paid when you just showing up as a baddie?
Yeah.
We
Well,
can easily tell another baddie to come.
I can't speak for that one. All I can speak for is for models who do take this thing seriously. And as a model who did take it seriously, the industry, I feel like the industry, especially in this area, does not do right by models like me. So I got out. Unless, you paying to bring me back in there, I got out. And I'm doing something that I really love. And I feel like really takes work and takes skill.
Right. Okay. Okay. I think we do have another clip. All right. Sorry about that.
No, no problem.
um,
Y'all keeping the clips.
you say what?
Y'all are keeping the clips for yourselves.
I mean, sometimes we gotta keep things in the audio. But touching back on the acting, see that kind of goes in with the modeling too. See the unprofessionalism. As you
Yeah.
said, three major players in your film called out the day of.
The day before, I was ready. I had the food ready for set. That's the most important part to me. I had the food ready. I had the shot list set up. I had the things set up that I needed to make this thing happen. And just like that, so gone.
So, as you got to see, that's what I say about the DMV. Everybody say they want to do it,
Yeah.
but when the opportunity right there, you get people who call out, who change their schedules, who say they don't want to do it no more. So, um, I think that's why the DMV, especially, is not respected as well as it could be, even with the artists. You
Yeah.
have artists that don't want to invest in themselves, but they want you to pay to have them come out. Like, okay, so
Oh
if I pay
yeah.
you to come out, what can you bring?
Oh yeah. I've heard of like some people who have maybe like not that, and this sounds vain, but this is how things work. Um, there's people who are like local comedians. They don't have that much of a following, or maybe their followers like their videos, but they don't come out to any of their events. They want like people who ask them to promote things or whatever. Just wear my shirt in your video or whatever. They want money, and they want a lot of it. Sometimes like $300. I had to tell like a guy that I model for. I was like, don't you dare pay that person. No, just use somebody else. Like, you have to have a name before you start doing these kind of things. Some type of following or some type of respect or some type of something before you do this. And in this area, that is not the case.
Because they don't want to work. They don't want to work hard. They say this what they want to do,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna say like nothing successful happens overnight.
Nope. Even
Um,
when it seems like it does, it don't. And kinda, you have situations like, uh, what is that boy's name? Not 6ix9ine, but the other one. What's the other one with the
NBA young
crazy
boy,
hair?
crazy hair.
Yeah, hold on.
NBA young crazy hair.
Oh man, I can't remember his name. Anyway, he had, oh yeah, his name is Lil Pump. He had an interview. He had done an interview with J. Cole, and so basically his success happened overnight. It took like 1 year, 2 years for Lil Pump to get somewhere, and it's like, okay, now you have artists in the industry thinking like, all right, cool, so I make these lyrics, I put this little stuff in my video, I put tattoos on my face or whatever, just I develop the look without developing the craft, and I'll make it somewhere. And I mean, that's kind of true, but I feel like they don't understand that that might not last too long. And people are not going to want to
how
hear
hard
it
was
for too
he
long.
working in those 2 years?
You said what?
I said, how hard was he working in those 2 years? That's another thing you might have to look. I mean, sometimes it's just talent, but sometimes they using you too. Like
Oh yeah.
what's the dude from Chicago?
He's an artist?
What's his name? Nah, he wound up getting banged
Oh,
from Chicago.
I don't know.
I can't think of his name right now, but I think he wound up coming out with a hologram and all that. But he can't come back from Chicago. He's not with a major label no more.
What
And
happened to him?
they basically used them. I feel as though like with the gang ties and stuff.
Yeah.
They used them to promote. Yeah, Chief Keef. They
Really?
used them to promote the gang violence for a minute. To talk the rough stuff. And now where are you?
You know what? I and this will be a long conversation that would have to be had some other time. But the people go around and they talking about this black power and this little things about the government that they know, what they've done to hold us down as a people, but they don't pay attention to their contributory part in this. So artists, oh, they're definitely a part of the scheme. So I'm going to take you while you're talking about, you know, balance and killing your own and treating your woman like trash. I'm going to put you on the radio and I'm going to push you because I want to push this message because I want to keep you guys divided and not strong as a people. So and artists don't understand that or know and don't care. Because I know when I seen the Tupac movie, Biggie was like, Tupac tried to put him on, like, yo, you ever thought about what you doing to the younger generation? Biggie was like, I don't care. They gonna keep buying it. So, and so those are the artists that know. But some artists don't know. These young kids, I really don't think they know. Like, you gonna be used up. They want you to go ahead and tell your brothers to kill each other. They want you to tell your brothers to disrespect your sisters. They want you to do that. Because y'all not gonna prosper if y'all keep doing that to one another. If y'all not loving one another. You know what I mean? But
Well, I mean,
who am I?
it's still all a part of that Willie Lynch law.
Oh
So,
yes.
I think that's why they get, they do that. But a lot of people don't even know, as far as the music that way, that's even about to be washed out. I don't know if people been paying attention, but music gonna change soon. It ain't gonna be about guns and drugs.
I hope, because that is not what it's looking like. I just listened to a song today. You know what? I don't know what I can say on this show, so
Go
I'm not
ahead, you
gonna
can
say
say
it.
what it.
No, so they said, I'm a, oh my gosh. They said, I'm a come in her eye. I said, what? And I ain't gonna point no fingers, but a friend of mine was thoroughly enjoying the song. And what he told me was, we ain't listening to the lyrics. Well, why ain't
Well,
you?
nowadays they not.
Yeah, but that's a
Cause
problem.
it's a lot of artists that be talking about gay stuff,
Oh,
and
yeah.
dudes be bobbing their head to it,
Yeah.
not really listening to the lyrics of what they talking about.
What about Megan Thee Stallion? When she talked to, you know what I'm talking about. When she talked about she's going, what's the lyrics? I don't remember the exact lyrics, but I can tell you what she said. She gonna bend the man over and make him tap out. And listen, okay, when I heard that,
And dudes
I
and
went
dudes
to
are
search
dudes are
the
partying
lyrics.
to it.
I went to search the lyrics because I was like, ain't no way she said that. And Wale just put that out and said, all right, I'm gonna let the public hear this. But that's what she said. So look, I I know that we not listening to the lyrics. We're more listening to the beat. We need to get together. Cause if I see a nigga bobbing his head to that, I'ma have some questions.
Well,
Like
guess
what?
what?
You like her verse that much? Tell me
A lot
something.
of them already doing it.
Okay, well
If
I'm
you
stay
went to
away
a
from those.
HBCU, you know, like I done been told, like a lot of them football players was, yeah.
I've heard about it. I've
So
heard about that.
it's crazy, but I mean, you can only rap about sometimes what you going through or what you been through.
Yeah.
So if
And
she
what
talking
you
about
like?
it, maybe she done bent a couple of guys over.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she has. I'm pretty sure. Because I've talked to a woman, that's what she likes to do. Yeah. No, I'm telling you,
Ho
it's
ho
getting
ho.
crazy.
Ho.
It's
You
getting
just
crazy.
said that's what the woman like to do.
Yes. Yes, she likes to wear a strap and do that.
Two men.
Yes. Listen, okay, I didn't know either. But listen, it happens. It happens.
So
So,
I'm just trying to figure out what she get from that.
okay, so that is a very no, because I want to be candid. I just don't know the
Man,
audience of the
just say
show.
it. Just say it.
So sex is a very. It's not only a physical thing; it's a mental thing. So if she likes dominating, then there's a power that she has over the man. So she doesn't need to feel anything. She just needs to be in the dominating role. So that's what she gets.
Okay, now second question.
Mhm.
What type of man wants to be dominated?
No, that's a whole nother thing. I don't know where
As a
she
man,
finds
how
these
do you
men.
want to be dominated?
I don't know where she finds these men. I never asked. But that's what she liked to do. And that's what she gets from it. Then I guess that's nice for him. I don't know. Maybe he's been to jail. I don't know. I don't know.
That's just like crazy.
No, that is crazy.
'Cause
And rounding it back to the lyrics, we've gotten way more tolerant of certain things being said in music. And I mean, I guess some people use the excuse of we don't listen to the words. My thing is, I'm not hearing that. So you better listen. Because I don't ever want to see no man bobbing their head to that.
Well, that's what they pushing anyway. With Sakari 6ix9ine. You know, with him they use the pushing of the gay thing. So they want to make being gay cool now.
And I don't want to push my beliefs on why that is, but if you feminize the men and you don't, because look, I don't have any problem with people who are actually gay.
Right.
But I've met a person, so he tried being gay, and he said, I don't like it, it's too much. I know it sounds crazy. I met a man and that's what he said. And it's like, wow. So society is getting you to want to try
being gay?
something that you don't even really have an interest in. You know what I mean? So they're trying to feminize our men because that's like cutting off the head of a snake. Like they're doing the same thing just in a different way that they did years ago when they started welfare. People don't know when they started welfare, that was all a plan. What they did was come into our communities. They made us aware of welfare, and they said in order for you to get it, the man cannot be here. So if you take the man out of a home, you've taken the head off of the snake. And now you have a lot of dysfunctional families, a lot of women who their heads aren't on straight. And I'm an independent woman.
And
I really am.
They feel as though they don't need the man.
And that came later. Like I'm telling you, it's a domino effect when you start taking taking men out of that leader role. And there's a fine line between the man and the woman leading in a relationship because both of them have to step up and they have their appropriate times to step up. But me being an independent woman, I still will say the man does lead. That's why you choose a proper leader. You know what I mean? And so what they're trying to do is take our leaders. They're trying to feminize them. So, because we're getting ourselves back on track. Every time we get back on track, when we had like the Black Panther Party, or we had Black Wall Street, or anything where black people are owning their own and they're taking their stuff back and they're getting on track, they do stuff like mass incarceration. That was a whole plan. They do stuff like welfare. They just take the man out of the situation. I mean, it's in the Willie Lynch letter. Most people probably haven't read it or probably don't know of it. Get educated. Willie Lynch letter?
Definitely a lot of, I'm gonna say from 20 to 30, because I didn't mention that a couple of times. A lot of them don't even know what the Willie Lynch letter is.
Right. Never even heard of it. And I'm not even going to, I'm not going to try to look down on those people who don't know of it because I was put onto it when I was like 20, 19, 20. Mind you, I made it through all these years of grade school. I made it through college. Almost graduated before I heard about the Willie Lynch letter. It took my ex putting me onto it and someone put him onto it. These are the things that they don't want us to know because it gets your mind working. It gets you thinking deeper than what you see. And so right now, mentioning the Willie Lynch letter, I'm just gonna tell you, go look it up. This is what you need to do.
Right, because you definitely are still enslaved with that, and we definitely still following. And they even took it to greater lengths as far as the music, the videos,
and the worship of money.
Yeah, definitely. So I feel as though like that's one of the things that they've done. But I just want to let everybody know to continue to tune in to Devour TV on this gorgeous radio, brought to you by Nekedie Studios every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Thanks for having you, Miss Tanisha.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for inviting me.
Good job.